For sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes? I was lining with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people, and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back them P and them have nothing to get. She said this party be for country, all you never, never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasting regrets. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. That's all they know it. Africans when you UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Hi, who called me? I want this verse slow, right? Black minds in Tobago, she's working on them with ease, but she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes, cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Maruga, especially Samuel Cooper. They got a lot of P&M houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5 company and she bounced up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she gets Africans for Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Listen this. We buying Africa. The Faisabad was pretty Siroje with a reed in the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery. Boy, that man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. She said my people are loyal. They don't vote for other parties. But them PNM people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said, I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Couva, straight down to St. Paris. She said, I love my people. For 10 years we out in the rain. But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up all we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey!
Africans for sale,
Hey,
for sale,
hey,
for sale.
hey.
We buying Africans.
Kill them.
Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans.
They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All your love, all your
Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. To me go and Trinidad.
Anyone on this side? Mr. Speaker, it's a disgrace. A disgrace.
It makes
It's an abuse of process.
distinction here. Marshal, Chief Whip, have your seat. Have your seat.
Be under disrespect.
Given the frivolous, vexatious, ill-advised wording and intent of this motion, I believe it should be defeated forthwith. And Mr. Speaker, in those circumstances, in accordance with Standing Order 52.1, I beg to move that the question be now put. I thank you. What is being sought? Yeah, I know. Yeah, hold on. Boris Pinsout, can I hear you on the application to pursuant to 52.1? I will give you a hearing on that, but it seems to me that the purport of the standing order is quite clear. And any residual discretion, I have to refuse it. Is a very narrowly circumscribed one. But I will hear you on that.
Mr. Speaker, I see that 52.1 anticipates the closure of the debate, and it asks that a question, after a question has been proposed, any member may at any time during the course of the debate rise in his place and move that the question be now put, unless it appears to the chair that the motion is an abuse of the rules of the House or an infringement of the rights of the minority, the question now be put shall immediately be put. Mr. Speaker, it is my respectful submission that to accede to this request abuses my rights as to speak on a private member's motion day, which today has been specifically allocated for.
I've read these standing orders. There are two sets of standing orders which provide for closure for debate. There is Standing Order 46.2, which provides that any minister may move an application to close a debate which is critical of the government. That standing order is confined to a minister moving the House. Standing Order 52 is a standing order of general application. Any member may move to close a debate pursuant to 52. The jurisdiction of the Speaker is then a very narrowly circumscribed jurisdiction. So there are two instances in which the Speaker can refuse to accede to putting the question. It only arises in two circumstances. One, if it is an abuse of the rules. Plainly, an abuse of the rules has to be that the rule is being used for an improper motive. Okay? I don't think we have any such evidence here. The only issue which arises is whether or not it is, and I want to quote it, it is an infringement of the rights of the minority. Mays, McGee, all the textbooks, I have read them. There has been extensive debate on this. 8 speakers have spoken. 8 speakers have spoken. Everyone has spoken who has spoken so far. It's been largely repetitious. I've considered these standing orders because I've read them. And as I said, the discretion which is to be exercised is not an open textured one. It is only in 2 very narrowly circumscribed, hang on a second, pull the screens out. Narrowly circumscribed circumstances that it can be refused. That's the problem. The way the standing orders are constructed is that once you don't meet either an abuse or a suppression of the minority, the question has to be put. In my respectful view, the evidence does not arise to an abuse of the rules, and neither is it an infringement on the rights of the minority. Everyone has a right to speak, but the historical evidence is, no, I'm ruling. Don't wish to hear anyone. I heard you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Port of Spain South. Port of Spain South. Port of Spain South. I am standing. We cannot both stand. We cannot both stand. Have your seat. Have your seat. Have your seat. There has been ample precedent set in this House, because I've read it too. I think members who know me know that I have read the Hansard just for historical interest. There are 2 narrowly circumscribed. Have a seat. Member, please resume your seat. Member, resume your seat. I propose to put the question.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I've ruled. Honorable members, the question is,
Speaker.
Be it resolved.
Mr. Speaker, you're not willing to listen to anyone on this side? Mr. Speaker, it's a disgrace. A disgrace.
It makes no
abuse of process
distinction here. Marshal, Chief Whip, have your seat. Have your seat.
And that disrespect.
Members, I propose to put the question. Honorable members, the question is, be it resolved that this honorable House take note of the socio-economic impact of increased unemployment in communities arising from mass terminations and non-renewal of contracts, and of the resulting breakdown in community and social life. And be it further resolved that this government urgently respond to this developing socio-economic crisis by immediately providing adequate and meaningful social relief measures. All in favor, say aye. Any against? No. The noes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg.
Now, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Now is exactly 28 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. And Trinidad and Tobago, when we would have seen, so good afternoon to all that are joining us on Facebook, no, not Facebook, but YouTube, on TikTok. Good afternoon to you all. What we would have witnessed there, Trinidad and Tobago, in the grand scheme of things, is one of the greatest moves that could ever be played in Parliament. Now, we would have released several articles exposing the UNC deadly tactics. Yes, we have our WhatsApp group. We have plenty other groups in which we talk politics on a daily basis. And the contribution so far, it is remarkable. Because I understand that there are many people outside there that understand where this government is going and this galloping dictatorship that is taking place here within our country. Now, many of you would have seen that debate. And many of you will ask the question, what happened there? But Trinidad and Tobago, I have a Bible to introduce you to here today. That is Earth's King May. Earth's King May. In which would I talk about parliamentary rules and what would have taken place there. Now many of you outside there hear what take place but didn't understand what you would have just seen. And like every other program, today, Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to talk about that jailer that they call Jagdev Singh. Believe you me, Trinidad and Tobago, that man, Jagdev Singh, is an old jailer. And one could imagine what Jagdev Singh would have went through in the jail. And Trinidad and Tobago, you see, your memory is fleeting when it comes to things like this. When I tell you that Jagdev Singh is our old jailer, that is facts. That man would have served time behind bars on a corruption charge and not allegation. Jagdev Singh was caught in a sting operation to bribe a judge. And we must reach a part in this country where we must call it as it is. Jagdev Singh is a jailer. And we know, I mean, not to put certain things on certain people. Stereotype a matter of fact. A jailer have certain qualities. You see them that didn't get reform, they remain with a certain quality. And one seek to wonder, Trinidad and Tobago, that the bribe the Prime Minister have been talking about. I want to know if Jagdev Singh was the man that set up that bribe. The bribe an independent senator. Because that is his specialty. The court didn't find no evidence that he didn't do it. The court would have said that Jagdev Singh would have behaved corruptly. And technicality that Jagdeo Singh would have get away from is because the money did not reach the judge hand. So all the allegation of corruption between Jagdeo Singh and the judge, it is real, it is still there. He didn't get off on the factor that he didn't do it. Jagdeo Singh get off on the factor, yes, Jagdeo, you're all jailer. I make that broad statement. I make that broad statement. Jagdeo Singh get off on the technicality that the money did not reach to the judge hand, nor the prosecutor or the police in the matter. So Jagdeo Singh get a get out of jail card free. That is how serious it is. In other countries, Trinidad and Tobago, that man would have been rotting in jail. The Speaker of the House is a UNC. The next one, Ayana, is a UNC. Was elected for the Princestown district. And we all know Wade Mark. We playing in it. If they could do that inside the parliament, Trinidad and Tobago, that should have been the first initiative to signal to the general public that the UNC is not interested in entertaining no views but their own. And I could tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, Trinidad and Tobago, that is facts. The mayor of Superior Regional Corporation would have said just that. Or you didn't listen? Or you didn't hear it? A matter of fact, or you wouldn't put two and two together. But let me show you one time. Let me bring this thing into perspective, because tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, the scale, as I talk about, must come off your eye here tonight. It must come off your eye. We must reach a point in this country where we mustn't play at all. And I reached that point long time. I reached a point that I fed up. And it's only games. And I just wonder, Trinidad and Tobago, if I is the only man. And the little team that we have here is the only set of people that is seeing that. When we hear the Speaker of the House talk in the Parliament, and we put two and two together, dovetailing the information, and we hear the PNM mayor, not the PNM, sorry, the UNC mayor from Superior talking greasy. Trinidad and Tobago understand that our democracy is compromised, and we are going to go into Erskine May here tonight, and I am going to show you where the Speaker of the House would have abused his power by silencing the voice of the minority. That is a serious thing that takes place there, you know. The Speaker of the House overreach. But here the mayor of Superior Borough Regional Corporation. Yeah.
it came to Cedros District, and I was raising the issue of some public health issue in the captive area, where there are some clogged drains that almost 2 months now we are asking for assistance with mechanical equipment to declog those drains, deseal those drains, and so on. There was an issue that the Alderman Max Incident started to cross-talk while I was on the floor. So I asked the question, and a very firm voice, stating that, okay, Chairman, what is going on? I'm on my feet, right? The chairman then indicated at that point in time that continue while the alderman continued to actually interrupt my contribution on representing the people of the electoral district of Cedros. At that point in time, I asked again, I intervened, and I said, well, what is going on? What is going on here? In a very firm voice. And the chairman said that he's the chairman, and stand up and started to quote from the, asked me to take my seat. I remained standing. I said, no, the alderman is on his feet. I am here representing Cedros. And this is my time that I have to, he said, so you are refusing the instruction of the chair? I said, I'm not refusing the instruction of the chair, but you have to abide with the other guy, or the alderman on the other side, which is a PNM alderman, right? He started to quote from he suspended me first. He didn't use due process, firstly. He's supposed to break the meeting, right, and ask for 5 minutes or recess. He didn't do that. He went straight to the standing orders and used the standing orders and actually said that I should be removed.
All right, in our meeting today, the councillor for Cedros was making a contribution, and during his contribution, he began to have loud outbursts. I cautioned him as the chair regarding his behavior, and he did not in any way acknowledge the chair or showed respect to the chair.
Some of you might ask how these two things are related. It is evident, Trinidad and Tobago, that the UNC do not want to hear anything nobody had to say. Even when other members are cautioning them to follow rules and law and order, they don't want to hear, and much less the public. So every night we come here, if it's not it's Candace Edwards or Victor Roberts, come here and caution you, Trinidad and Tobago, that is high time that we come together as one and put a stop to this UNC government. They are not interested in hearing anything that we have to say. And many of you don't know what would have taken place in the parliament, Trinidad. And you must see that all of these things are intertwined. They don't want to hear nothing the family say about Joshua Samaru. They don't want to hear nothing you say, Trinidad and Tobago, about the high food price, about the high traffic fines. They don't want to hear you. We must make them hear us. This platform here is to magnify the voices of the people on the ground. Understand that we have a common fight, and we must get these people out of power by any democratic means possible. I know we was looking at one point in time, we was looking for redemption, we was looking for freedom from oppression, but now the yoke on our back is stronger and more heavy. When Moses went to negotiate for the people, or for his people to come out from under Pharaoh, and Pharaoh doubled the task. Trinidad and Tobago, them don't go and over here. Now this year is what we call the Bible of politics. The rule, Erskine May. And that rule would have governed parliamentary debate, and to everybody that would have read this book that is involved in parliament will know the action that Jagdeo Singh would have taken. You would have sought to justify it by some Dunn's rule that you would have seen Trinidad and Tobago. This man shut down the voices of the minority within the parliament. That means they shut down your voice, Trinidad and Tobago. Breach of the constitution, breach of free speech, or NCN. That this SOE is something similar to what is taking place within parliament is a microcosm for how they exercise on the population of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me go into this a little deep here for you to understand, because I want to take down this. I know Candice waiting there, you know, because she for herself is a powerhouse behind the scene. I just slow down the music. I want you, Trinidad and Tobago, to understand what take place there in that parliament and why we must be concerned. Earth's King me. Earth's King me. You see, constitutional context. Let me take it from freedom of speech in parliament. Under the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, members of parliament are protected by parliamentary privilege, which includes the right to freely speak within the house. Right? Everybody had a right to freely speak. But when a government, when a party would have assumed the majority in the parliament, they would have obtained governance. So they just get the say. So this rule here, the free members, they rule. In keep with the freedom of speech, it was to be included in our constitution. Under the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, members of parliament are protected by parliamentary privilege, which includes the freedom to speak in the House. Section 55, freedom of speech in parliament, provides that all shall be free, all shall be free to speak and debate in parliament. Proceedings in parliament cannot be questioned in court. So that is why certain individuals say, hey, there are certain people that is speaking underneath the protection of the parliamentary privilege. So they could go there and make allegation, and the court ain't going to do nothing with them. This means that MP must be given a reasonable opportunity to debate motion, especially private matters, motion which are specifically designed for non-government members to raise national issues. So I see where this free members they come in. So anybody, including the opposition, have the right to raise motion within parliament. But because there are certain people within the parliament don't want the nation to hear certain things and how incompetent they are, they move an next motion to dismiss the bill. When that jailer, Jagdeo Singh, ought to protect the rights of the minority, he chooses to side with the government, and one could see Trinidad and Tobago. One could understand how and why this man would have seen on multiple UNC platforms. This man is biased to the core. Biased to the core. Standing orders of the House of Representatives. The procedures mentioned, well, in the transcript, we have a transcript, as a matter of fact, we would have transcribed it. Standing orders of the House of Trinidad and Tobago. 2 rules. Standing order 52. Closure of debate. These rules allow members to move. That's the question be put below. However, the rule limits speaker acceptance of the motion. the speaker must refuse the motion if it appears that it is abuse of the rule of the house and is an infringement on the rights of the minority. The speaker can refuse. You see that can? That is what Jagdeo Singh used to justify the factor that he didn't shut it down. He didn't refuse it. But it still infringed on the rights of the opposition because they were begging to speak on the bill. He would have said tedious repetition. But if a man come in and bring in everything in sympathy, this man start off, and he bring different angles of the same thing, who is there to stop it? We see it go on all the time in Parliament. A man have a point, but it tie into the next point from on the next side, and he bring up the issue. Who is Jagdeo Singh to say the debate is over? Because the man Rudal Molilal that call a man a stink mouth in Parliament? Who is him to say otherwise? But here's a UNC. Yes, here's a UNC. Private members motion. The debate cancel a private members motion about unemployment and contract termination. That is what they do. They cancel that. When they would have been placed on the chopping board. Their plan was to shut down the bill. That is what they do. Private members, they exist to allow opposition MP to debate issues without government control of the agenda. Prematurely closing debate undermines the purpose of the day. In Commonwealth parliamentary practices, including Trinidad and Tobago, speakers are expected to ensure balanced debate, protection of the minority rights, fair participation by opposition members. You see, I know the thing, Candice, I bring it in because I want you on that side to stay too long because I know, you want to come in swinging concerning certain things. I don't want to stay too long. But let me go in. Procedural breach, a matter of fact. Suppression of minority rights. Opposition argues that not all members have spoken on the private members' motion day. So not all the MPs have spoken. They would have seen, as they would have said, all the rest of MPs bring up similar point, the same tedious repetition on this, but not all of them have spoken. And they would have indicated that they want to speak. They would have indicated that. So the muting of the mics within the parliament was to let the evidence reach out within the public domain, Trinidad and Tobago. If members still wishes to speak, accepting a closure motion could be interpreted as an infringement of the minority rights, which Standing Order 52 explicitly warn against. So I hope that the opposition take this thing further, because we cannot have an unbiased parliament in the way in which Jagdeo Singh and them getting on in the parliament. Trinidad and Tobago, this thing serious, How the hell this man could operate like this? Underneath the view of the camera, the UNC have taken this thing too far. Legitimate debate without proper consideration The speaker stand. I don't wishes to hear submission. Have you seen that? What the speaker say? He don't want to hear no submission from the opposition at all. Have you seen it? Who the hell is that old jailer Jagdev Singh? In my view, that should have still be rotting away in the jail. Who the hell is Jagdev Singh? That jailer that used to get up and shit in a bucket in the jail. And come in within the parliament and suppressing the rights of the average man. We do good here in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, to allow this jailer that look like he haven't been reformed come in parliament. I wonder if he take a bribe. This raise Trinidad and Tobago procedural concerns because members have a right to challenge procedural motion. But I real vexing. Let me bring in Candice and let me start this thing here. Trinidad and Tobago, the opposition of this, the government within this country is out of hand. That scumbag Jagdev Singh, the old jailer. Speaker should hear arguments before ruling on whether to close infringing minority rights. Let me get Candice on top here. Let me start this show and this ball are rolling. Tomorrow again we will break down and go into various parts concerning this. Or you're talking Earth's King me. A matter of fact, let me go into Earth's King me. Candice, bear with me a little bit. Bear with me. Let me go into Earth's King me. Earth's King me also warns against procedural closure of the debate. Closure should not be accepted if the House have not adequately provided opportunity to discuss the important minority opinion. If the important minority opinion have not been expressed. Trinidad, let me play back this tape here for you to see. This man just can't close this Earth's King may talk against this. And I could go into the history. I'm a tough fact. Let me bring in Candice and let me take this thing in parts. Bring down this thing here for you to understand what I'm talking about. Out of hand, yes? Yes, sir.
It makes
It's an abuse of process.
here. Marshal, Chief Whip, have your seat. Have your seat.
And that disrespect.
Given the frivolous, vexatious, ill-advised wording and intent of this motion, I believe it should be defeated forthwith. And Mr. Speaker, in those circumstances, in accordance with Standing Order 52.1, I beg to move that the question be now put. I thank you.
Order is being sought. Yeah, I know. Yeah, hold on. Boris Pinsout, can I hear you on the application to pursuant to 52.1? I will give you a hearing on that, but it seems to me that the purport of the standing order is quite clear. And any residual discretion, I have to refuse it, is a very narrowly circumscribed one. But I will hear you on that.
Mr. Speaker, I see that 52.1 anticipates the closure of the debate, and it asks that a question, after a question has been proposed, any member may at any time during the course of the debate rise in his place and move that the question be now put, and unless it appears to the chair that the motion is an abuse of the rules of the House or an infringement of the rights of the minority, the question now be put shall immediately be put. Mr. Speaker, it is my respectful submission that to accede to this request abuses my rights as to speak on a private member's motion day, which today has been specifically allocated for.
Trinidad and Tobago. Jack Singh, that old stinking jailer, try everything in his power to defeat that and trample on the rights of the private members there. We have to understand how far these people going by. They not want to hear nothing, nobody had to say. The only day that it have the private members there, where the government not supposed to have no control. Rudal Munilal stand up and put a question where he out of place. Out of place. Where it is people talking about unemployment, or you're selling people home and don't want people to question, or you're in parliament? By who the hell is Rudal Munilal, Barry Padarat, Jolin John, the old squad, Khadija Ahmed, or you want to sell on people, Saddam Hussein? Boy, or you real, or you out at Candace, good night. Good night, Candace. I need Candace. Yes, good night, Candace.
I was sending a text, sorry about that. Pleasant good night, everyone.
Yeah, your mic mute. Your mic mute and nobody in here neither. Nobody in senior.
How is that? Nobody in senior. Nobody's. Oh, just now. Hold on. Let me yeah, that's my voice. Nobody has seen me. How is that? Okay. Right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so anxious to come on to talk the things. Let me tell you something, eh? Oh, as I was saying, welcome everyone. Pleasant good night. And don't forget, a friend, tell a friend. Share the live. Tap the screen. You understand? We all have to stand together in unity. We all have to, we employ this government, this UNC government, to handle the affairs of our country. They are working for us, as I always say, and we have to ask them questions. And they have to answer us. Look at the behavior in Parliament towards the opposition leaders. So they want to do as they want, say as they want, treat the same citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, the same people who put them in power, how they want, how they feel, and nobody mustn't say nothing. This is not what I vote for, and this is not what I expected. And I don't care who vexed with me. I don't care. This is not what I voted for. This is not what I expected of this UNC government, I swear. And I am very disappointed. And had I known better, I'd never make this mistake. You mean to say, only put all these people on the breadline? All these people on the breadline, and all you don't care? The opposition leaders asking questions on behalf of the people, because them are asking questions because it clearly shows that all you don't care, you know. It clearly shows that all you don't give a rat's ass about the same people who put all in power. All you is like, all you so want to fight down the PNM. You know, you want to kill that Balize, you want to poison that Balize. All so better trying to poison, all studying the Balize, study to fix the country, study to put food in the mouths of the people all send home. All study to rob, and the country, the citizens in a mess. You know what it is?
Blessed night.
Blessed night, Mr. Wynn. Not to have nothing to feed her children, or for a woman to not have toiletries at the end of the month to see about her menstruation or deodorant. No, all ain't go study that. You know why? Because all you on top, all you reach through, all you go in. You understand? All you reach through, all you go in, so all you don't give a ass about we on the ground. That is unfair. That is wickedness to the highest level. I could have never. Let me tell you something. I'm not condoning that, you know. You hear what I'm telling all you?
Neither me. We mustn't condone something like that.
You know what bothering me? It's like they're running a race and they don't care what nobody say. You can't question them. You can't ask them questions. You can't oppose to what they're doing and say, well, you disagree. They just don't care. It's like all they was waiting on to just get in power, to make decisions, just dismantle all what the PNM built. Instead, all they so wicked. And all right, the PNM did certain things. Instead, all they pick up and continue from where they left off. Or they want to scrap everything because they're trying to kill the Balize. But I am telling all you. You see, all the wickedness, all they're doing now, in this 9 to 10 months, that register in the minds and the heart and the soul of the people. That all they could come with what? Next election, or for local election, if there is one, the people, watch me, the people will just take all the thing and embarrass all. I doubt all they could even walk the street and campaign. All they understand what they do to the people yet, you know. All they so busy fighting because all they was out of parliament for how much years? So that's, you know, it's scar all here. All they have pent up rage and anger in all here. All they're starting to war the PNM and then starting to fix the people.
Candace,
is that right? That's what.
Candace, yeah. let me tell you something. Kamala is an evil woman. Let me tell you why. Kamala was never outside of parliament. She was the leader of the opposition for years. Kamala just wanted. She wanted power. Yes, that's what she wants.
She wasn't able to make the decisions as a prime minister, but now you have the opportunity to make the decision as the prime minister, as the mother of the nation. A real mother don't leave her children hungry. A real mother don't leave their children hungry. And everything you say, everything you tell the people, Mr. Jeffrey, I want you to play the clip. I think that's Senator with all the promises she made. I tell all they must play that right through for me. Not the part where she talk about you can't tax a country into prosperity. Tell another part let's see if I could get. Tell another part. And it clearly showing that you set me up. So when I come out here and I talk, you know, all they want to vex, all they want to silence my voice. That is not what I vote for. And I am saying that across the board, if the PNM come around and they do the same thing, I will battle them the same way because my loyalty stays with the people.
Exactly.
According to Jeffrey, I am neither red or yellow, you know, I am red, white, and black. And if only love us and only care about the people, we shouldn't be going through this. Only shouldn't be putting me through this. You was the one, only quick to say, it's 9 years Ole went through pressure, all right? It's 9 years we went through pressure, but you come now and you say you will fix this. And up to now, because the song was when UNC win, everybody win. Nobody are winning. The only person that winning is all here. And look at the behavior in Parliament. So all they don't want nobody to question all here. And you see that Speaker of the House, you see, he seems to be a very biased person.
He's a old jailer.
I heard the secretary and them said that. Eh?
I made jail with him. I made jail with that fella.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
So so all right, if he was in prison, what he doing in Parliament? And they're supposed to have some kind of law and order for these things?
Yeah.
So then what is he doing there? But then again with the UNC, anything is possible because look at the kind of pressure they handing down to us. And
but look the kind of people they put forward as ministers. So that alone shows to see.
Listen to me. See me, had I known, I ain't lying, you know. I would have take my pressure and keep my ass quiet because you see this kind of pressure, this kind of unjust, this kind of advantage, I can't deal with this, you know. And only don't want people to come out and talk, so people must take advantage and say nothing. You understand? People must take advantage and say nothing. And then when they want to talk now, all they have Roger Alexander coming up. The riddler. Riddle me this, riddle me that. You have to behave yourself or we'll put you in a cell.
Yeah. Disrespectful.
So what we're trying to say. Why didn't riddle and say, well, just now money coming, people go get work, and people riddle something good. You only riddling oppression. You know the one that you see for part you can't and them are not laughing at you in Parliament there, you know. He own places call him dancing, you know. And let me tell you, he's a man I had real respect for. Despite what they say.
The only thing he missing, you know, when you're in class, the dancer. The dancer.
Well, I tell you, his old colleagues just laugh at him. And you notice who they're using to do all the oppression. You notice who they're using?
Well, I'm glad.
People. Man. The black people.
Well, I
see. You know what that remind me of? You ever watch the movie they call the Django?
No.
Yeah.
What's that movie?
Oh, yeah. Jeffrey, ever watch that movie Django?
Yeah, I see the movie.
All right. That is what Roger Alexander remind me of.
Well,
the black African who in the house.
Well, let me play the tape that you sent for me, Candace.
Listen to that children Tobago.
I don't know what to do.
We are hearing nothing.
What to do. I don't know what to do. How to win? Learn the lesson. With the lesson. The lesson was sent. You fail to behave yourself. I will happen there. The state will take control of it in order to direct you how to behave. You feel me? So the lesson is this. Behave and all will be well. If you don't behave, you'll end up in a cell.
Wow.
No, you're still going on there?
Wow.
No, you tell me.
Candace, wait. Candace,
Imagine that.
Candace, let me hear Exoda. Let me hear when she come up on the line. We get our feet.
But other than know how I feel, for me, this is not about party. It's not about PNM. It's not about UNC. It's about the people of this country, right? And if I see any party doing wrong, I am going to stand up and talk against it.
Exactly.
Right? And me as a young person looking on and watching these people, the people who are supposed to set a better example, people who are supposed to look to as fathers and mothers and grandmothers, to come like a grandmother to me. To watch your behavior is very distasteful. It's very disappointing. And that's what makes me say at the meeting, where do we go from here?
Because PNM disappoint me, Mr. Rowley disappoint me in the man's first 5 years. I vote Mr. Rowley in. And I watch him for them 5 years and he never do nothing good. So for the second term, I say, I am not voting this man again. I did not vote him. I run back, I watch, I see. You do nothing for your people, right? Everything that was done by the PNM government for me is Mr. Manning. And Mr. Manning to make his mistake. But Mr. Manning did a lot in his term. And then now Kamala, Mr. Rowley, all right, you don't disappoint the people. I know Kamala wasn't coming and do no better, you know. I know that woman was never coming to do no better. So it's like, where is this country going? Well, like, we just doomed. And I am sick and I am tired. And we need to get them out of here. And I am willing to give Miss Penelope Beckles a chance. And even if she come and mess up too, I will talk about it the same way. Because it's not about PNM, it's not about UNC, it's about Trinidad and Tobago. And that's why I have to
Red, white, and black.
Red, white, and black.
Yeah, Candace. Candace. Yeah, what's going on with us? We getting a little feedback from on your side. So when people talking, just load down, close off your mic on your side now. When we take it.
It's my mic.
No, it's Candace own. Candace.
I just want to add one more thing here. I see somebody now comment and they say PNM, had programs in place to build themselves. Yes, Mr. Manning did that. Mr. Manning did OJT, he did MUT, he did PCC, and when Kamala come in power, she come and take certain things away. And now they're destroying this country more than ever. So what hope you left for the youth that's coming up? What hope is left for the citizens of this country? You're making everything harder. It's harder for employment. It's harder when it comes to the crime situation. It's harder to get housing. So what? The people of this country are supposed to suffer while you and the members of your party and them friends and them family, them is the only ones to survive. That is wrong. This rich needs to come down. This rich needs to be burned. And that's all I have to say.
I had sent a clip early on in the group, right? It's clearly showing you where Trinidadians and Tobagonians fed up. That with the man fighting with the light officers and them.
I saw that, Mr. Wynn.
Yeah, right. We had to play that clip.
You get it? Do you have it, Mr. Jeffrey?
Yes, I have it.
Oh God, you doesn't miss out on nothing, eh?
That's the man.
What is going on here, cuz?
You can't bring it more center to the screen.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything.
No, it don't have a voice, you know. It don't have a voice. It's just yeah. It don't have an audio.
And you know what? The more they oppress the country, it's more the people will get fed up because the people are tired and fed up. It's more riots go start to break out in the state if them don't fix this problem now. And they continue to oppress people done tired. People done fed up. It have a worse word for fed up. More and more riots will break out. Look what is going on.
Yeah, the man start to get on bad. I see another man too. I think I said it for Mr. Jeffrey.
The man kick with the machine. People fell up that sign. You know this, you ain't walking away. You might, all right. You will take somebody's vehicle to try to think to make out the dollar for yourself. And when you come out on the road, it's die at the face. Right? The lowest fine could be 1,500.
Mr. Wynn, what I'm saying, right? Even if you put certain laws in place, for traffic fines, but so much, so high.
Telling me?
100%.
You want the poor to go dirt poor, And the rich had to be filthy rich then.
Yeah.
So you're cutting out the
Yeah.
middle class, they got there one time.
And hear anything about the traffic laws, right? I mean, or they starting to double upon the fines, right? What about the road? So imagine somebody, all right, because of the bad road, run off the road, you have to fix a tire, you have to fix your car, right? You don't have the money, you're trying to work with your little vehicle. Now, the officers now coming to fine you. And it's because them and fix the government road, you end up with a damaged vehicle. So when they just continuously putting the people in expense, and that is frustration, that is oppression.
Them people just don't care, boy. They just don't care. I want to see how them coming back next election and playing the interacting with the people.
So we to allow that for the people of this country to allow that, we have to be crazy. But not me, but them have to be crazy.
Because they're clearly showing that they don't care about...
It have to go on to who them. It have to know the way they do, and know that they're not going to get back in power and know it for them.
No.
Yeah. Guys, I'm done. People, and I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, people. The die-hard UNCs will vote them back because them still under the mentality. If they had to suffer, they rather suffer under their own kind. Them long time people used to think like that.
I don't think that go happen again because plenty of the people talking out there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, my God.
Not this new generation of people. Them are studying race, and I tell you, it's only them who trying to inviggle that race thing, People now already study the race. It have the little one or two race. I ain't saying no, but people not on that, All people want to do is to survive.
But what I would like to see, right? What I would like to see, right?
Set up a future for the children.
What I would like to see, right? All right, when election time come around, and time come for screening our key candidates, we people must have a say in it, right? We the people, right? In the various constituency and electoral district, we must have a say in picking the candidate. You can't bring somebody from who not from here, and who don't know the ills and the woes are here, and what the people need from what they don't need. And so, right, vote them. No, we have to be able to have our input, whoever they're going to put to represent we, whether in parliament or whether local government, because it are qualified people who live in amongst we that know we needs and we will truly represent, right?
So hold on there a little while. Win. We have a caller on the line. Good night, caller.
Hey, good night, brother. And good night, Candice and all who there, win everybody.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're renaissance. Yeah, man. Yeah, this Bernard here. I'm going back a little bit, backtracking a little bit to talk about your partner in parliament, right? The Speaker of the House. Now, as I said, that behavior is, it represents a certain type of behavior. I shall when he drop his soap home and thing while he beating, looking left and right still. but at the end of the day, in no other country, this would be allowed to take place. It was allowed because on the ground we do have unity. So whatever people believe that when they get voted in, they could do what the hell they want to, and that is not the case. It's not anything you want to do. And we see that every day because I just spoke about the parallel between what took place in Separia and what took place in Parliament. What took place in Parliament was a disgrace because you have an ex-jailer, right? Eating rice and peas for some years, right? Flex yourself for some years in jail, and he come out and suddenly this man have a kind of way about him where he real disrespectful. Shut up your mouth, sit down, and that is the behavior That is the best example that this government could put forward for the public. Because with all these skin teeth and all the grin and things that they're taking, I heard Munilal last night on TV saying about that the opposition run out, but the opposition is not a minority per se, you know, because the margins of victory, because 100,000 people, just as the young girl said, right? Certain people were just fed up and found that Dr. Odi abandoned his base and didn't do much for the community, so they just withheld the vote. But if you were to call an election today, they lost. Yes, and so this minority thing, people are in the minority, it represents hundreds of thousands of people. Right? And there's plenty people for this little country. So for he to stand up there and for them to feel that they could do what they want, them have a next thing coming. You understand? Because people fed up. The other thing is in the road there, they just are dropping the ocean of frustration that people going through, and it's going to explode more because some of these traffic officers too, they are no heart, you know. They are no conscience, you know. Them come out. I feel none of them wasn't nothing in life and thing, you know. Some of them can't talk in their own house where they live in, you know. But from the time they put on that shirt, right, and that badge and they reach on the road, that white shirt, somehow they feel that they could do people what they want, you know, right, and abuse people, and this is the kind of thing will happen. They're lucky, and see the rest of them walk from the car and go in quiet. Not a man stand up with a colleague and say, well, we fight, and no, them gone, they put a tail between their leg and they gone in the car. Right, and they see his heart get kicked away straight on the wrong side of the road. A car could have passed and match it up. So at the end of the day, the place will boil over. You understand? And you have incompetent people in Homeland Security, heading Homeland Security. Right? You have arrogant people heading the police service. Forget why we paying them to be there in the first place. Right? So, you know, it's a nice show, right? And keep up the good work, brother.
Yeah, brother. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
No. I would like to add something, but I can't listen to.
Yes, somebody was asking to bring a young person on the panel, and I quite agree with that, so that we can hear from a young person's point of view.
Yeah.
Because after all, this program, what we going and spearhead just now, is to let your voice be heard. They must not silence us.
I think Reptile wants to talk thing that he hear.
Reptile, would you like to say something?
Just so we have a next caller on the line here. Good night, callers.
Good night, Mr. Jeffries. Yeah, good night, Candice. They tall man here.
Yeah, tall man. I realize.
Next guy, Win Tower, I think that's his name.
Yeah, Win.
Yeah. I am not shocked of what I'm seeing with those licensing officers and the guy. I'm not shocked. This is just symptoms of what will happen to people who can't deal with the pressure. I think the guy mentioned on the video that yesterday he got a ticket or something, so and today they come again and listen, these tickets is $2,000 and not everybody can deal with that kind of nonsense, and then you have to be in a taxi, he is a maxi. He has to keep his maxi up to standard. He has spent money. And these rules that we have here is in winning no favor. So I just want people to be, even if in authority, be mindful of what is taking place. Don't overreach. Don't pressure people. Be lenient, understand what people, because these things are troubling the people. And you see what is taking place in this country. Now, I understand that everybody sees things differently, some people experience is not others, you know. So I may have a different perspective on what you may have, Mr. Jeffries, or what Candice may have, you know. But what is going on in the country right now, despite people, a person have to be a real hypocrite. Really don't love this country to see what is taking place, because that guy there, he's in a lot of trouble. You know? They go and make an example that nobody mustn't stand for the rights, especially with these law officers, these licensing. No, I'm not saying that what was done by him was right or wrong, but what I know, they will make him an example. So anybody else try it or get out of hand, they will say, nah, boy. This is what I'm saying, because they can do anything with him, and they could is that you remind licensing officers he's in confrontation with. You have the confrontation with, and they could do him a number of things.
Yeah.
Right? They are in charge. Right? So
but
I think
that's all, man. It's like it was a one-way bout, you know. The license officer and them was fighting back, so the man within your rights.
No, I'm not saying yes or no. Understand what I'm saying? They are the authority, and knowing how this country going, they will try to make him an example.
Yeah.
So nobody else wouldn't try it. You understand? Because if you understand how the authority down there, when people don't respect police or don't respect whoever, a traffic warden, when they see the white shit, you get in line, you know. That's the culture of the country. So seeing somebody challenging the white shirt, trust me, they will try to make him an example. Right? Whether he's wrong or right, they will try to make him an example, because the chief licensing officer say he didn't get a report yet. So he can't say anything. But when you get a report, if they are in charge, they will fashion and mold a report according to their perspective. He's in trouble. Right? He's in a lot of trouble. Right? So I think the authority, who is an authority, is supposed to understand what the scenery is going through right now with all these high fines, and they should try to be more lenient, try to be more humble, try to be more, have a little more grace, right? Don't just come, because I keep telling them, if they keep pushing animal in a wild animal in a cage, eventually the animal will strike back. And that is what we are seeing tonight. And it is indeed sad. And I wish that people in government right now, they take our oath. Don't be hard on the people. This are draconian measures, and these things that they are doing. Oh God, boy, they trying to make people. We are accustomed to this. I don't care, listen.
Yeah, caller, thanks for your contribution. And you know, I call that.
Thanks for your contribution. But what I was saying, right? I supporting that guy for 100.
Just so let me answer this caller again. Good night, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, evening, sir.
I listened to the debate on Friday, and it was not just abuse of power, but when you hear the vote came to account and the government MPs voted no, that they will not help the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So them say that will not help the citizens. So we need to listen to all that. When the bill came to a vote, what them they vote for, and say them is not going to help the citizens. Thank you very much.
Yes, caller, and that is exactly what take place there within that thing. The government, senators and them have no place to vote where this is concerned. If this is a private members bill, Rudal Munilal overreach, and it's as if he's reading out the order for the Speaker of the House, Jagdev Singh, that old jailer. That old jailer that he get caught up in a bribe. The man went to collect the money outside KFC. And not knowing that was a policeman he was giving the money to. And as he step out KFC, you understand? The police arrest him. Because for some traffic offense, the same traffic offense. Jagdev Singh. And he spent some time, that man spent about 5 years in the jail. And we know what else take place inside of there. You're shitting in a bucket. You understand? Man watching here, you're afraid to drop a soap. And judging from the size of Jagdev Singh, somebody maybe have him as the bedmate inside of there. That is what is going on. That is what is going inside of there. The man is not a big, strong man that could fight off big, strong, hardback Creole. You understand? If somebody take that man and say, boy, you know what's going on? You're inside here for a while. Use minds. What he could do?
Nothing.
So that is why I have to understand Jagdev Singh, in my determination of Jagdev Singh. Jagdev Singh is using the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago as a coping method to exercise on things that, pent up anger. He coping, he using the exercise on the population. Coward. You make your jail, you might eat your, you might make a hard one and all. Somebody might be here, clean out the cell. Goodness, I know we had some mute on your side. We get any feedback now. What do you think? You see, we get it again.
All right, you hearing me now?
No, I hear you. What? No, wait. Let me tell you what's going on. The volume knob for the speaker, when you don't make a contribution, just slow it down. So we go get the feedback. But go ahead. What you have to say? Candace, I need any on your side.
Yeah, she had a raise mic.
Yeah, she had a raise volume. Candace. Matter of fact, when you have to say, we wait as we are waiting on Candace.
Yeah, we I was saying before the callers and I get interrupted. I worry have like stay in picking we parliamentarians and picking the councillors.
Candace, when you're not talking, just load down the mic side now. Yeah. So
what I was saying is that is all of them in parliament behaving like that?
No.
It's all of them.
It's only on the government side.
No, they were talking about all the UNC ministers and them behaving like that. It's like they have a vengeance and they want to prove a point. We in power now and it's we in charge. You see how Padarats was speaking to young Marcel, the minister, the other day? Some point he raised in parliament and he was like, sit down, like the young man is a dog.
And you are man. You are no drag queen. A drag queen. You telling me what is government? They have a drag queen. They have a ex corrupt police as Homeland Security Minister. You have a Kobo Sweat AG where the PNM we object. Right? You have a boy is a circus.
I find these people come with a vengeance, boy. It's like and they're so busy warring the UN, the PNM. It's like they're warring the citizens and all.
No, like them on election. Them on election campaign still.
But we're seeing that
PNM don't accept the fact we're in opposition. Let me move on. And everything, PNM. And they had the bloggers and them, men like Stark and NCW and them, you understand me, spreading our you telling me, and then we can't say nothing. When we stand up,
Candace, just so. Candace, when you're not speaking, load down the mic on your side, please. Yeah, because we get our feedback when you. Candace, the wrong knob. Yeah, when you're not speaking, just. Yeah, go ahead, Win.
Yeah, we can't say nothing, right? When we talk, the Muslim the SOE, that come with Zoso, you understand me? Is we the people who pull it, is only taking out and we show you love and only showing you hate. So, you know what is going on? We will answer back. And that move that man take, I suppose, I being honest, because I on the ground, right, every day, every single day, all of you on the ground, we just taking place every day, people disenchanted, people fed up. And that is just a tip of the iceberg, right? That is just smoke, you understand me? Because I've been around and I hearing people talking. I wouldn't talk it now, you understand me? But I know where you're in, you understand me? People are fed up. I sure what that.
I have something that I would like to add, right? I don't think anybody who do have a heart for the people should be in politics. And we need to start evaluating these people, right? We need to know that these people will really perform, right? We don't want to talk. We fed up at talk. We want action. We want to see them on the ground working. We don't want them to come around only at election time. When you get into power, it have enough people that you could send into the different communities. It have 5 days for the week, right? It's 7 days in a week. 5 days is working days for the government, right? Every day, I am sure you could send somebody in about 3 communities to keep checking on the people. We want the government to show us that they're interested, right? They're here to actually be here for the people and to help the people out. The only time these people have come around is when it comes into election time. But you see, come this election, them people better don't rally. Because we is going to pile them down. They're going to have to lock us up. I am in a state of mind. I have children. I am a mother. My 2 children are 15, 11, and 6. And I am in a mindset that I am going to fight. I make up my mind to fight the good fight. And now, when I look back at 1990 with the coup, I understand where Mr. Abubakar come from. I understand why he took certain measures. And at that time, it wasn't this bad. Now it's just terrible. And the more they oppress the people, riots will start to break out. What we see there in that video, that is just a start. I am fed up. Well, I can hear it inside of me. I am fed up. I have never wanted to depend on the government. I've worked in the private sector. But I have children coming up, and I see the fight against our black people. And this is why black people need to stop fighting each other and stop killing out each other and come together in unity. Because if we don't have unity, we have nothing.
I'm telling you what, Trina, I on the ground every day and some kind of things I see single mothers right now. They're selling who was keeping the pride. But they're making fears because the place hard.
Hard.
Literally hard. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, for somebody to bring the
So
sense to that.
so you as a woman that leading the damn country, right? Boy, all these things happen and you not saying, well, all right, lad, I'm going to try and you're just encouraging it.
Hold on,
and
they win.
encouraging it.
Hold that comment, they win. We have a caller on the line. Good night, caller. Good evening, Amatafa.
Good evening, brother and sister Candice. I could hear it in the young lady mouth. But I just want to point out that the meeting, the town meeting that the PNM had the other night, right? When he was there, they explained to us we have to be careful also of our utterances, you know, trying to rile up. Because the commission, they could decide what is being said as influencing violence, right? So, sister, be careful. I know that you reach a certain point, but still be careful because at the end of the day, they in power, and they will want to release the dogs of war on us, right? So we just have to be careful what we are saying, but just temper the the language and so on because they're listening, right?
Okay. Yes.
One last thing, when we was about to have this all-out protest, you see, that is when they actually bring on the SOE. Because that is the intention to muzzle us. Yeah. And then they want to muzzle now the 13 representatives, which is the MPs, in Parliament. So we seeing what they're about. So I just want to urge you all careful, right? Careful with utterances, and maybe keep jamming, but be careful. Have a blessed night.
Same to you. Have a blessed one.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Thank you, caller. Yeah. Candice, I know you have been in the back for a while. What is your comment? I know what's going on with Candice. Candice, your volume. Volume, we in here.
Asking to excuse my sadly, I know you have a phone call. I just go and deal with something. Hopefully, when I come back, once the live thing, I will join back.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Candice, what going on your side? We not hearing here. We not hearing here. Volume. Pon the volume now. Volume. From minimum to maximum. Your microphone is off on your set. The set. Wrong knob. I know what's going on over there with Candice now.
The commenter saying for her to take off her earphone.
Yeah. You hearing me now?
Yeah, we know you're in here.
Much better.
So I take off the earphones. Now, let me tell you something, eh? I really appreciate what he called. I just call it, and say to caution us, but let me tell you something, eh? You see, people going through it, People going through it, and I could understand what the young lady is saying here, I could relate,
I'm hurt.
Good evening, caller. Hello, good evening.
Yes, brother. This is Bish here.
Yes, Bish. Where's your contribution tonight?
Yeah. Yes, well, I hear something when I come in the room. I was talking about Pharaoh.
Yeah, I was talking about Pharaoh.
Well, here the thing in it. It's not Pharaoh again. It's Ramsey's son we're ruling right now. And Ramsey was more brutal than the father. So we under Ramsey and Jezebel spirit. So put these two together, and you will know what really taking place in this country.
Well, but brother, I don't know what I'm talking about when they talk about the Jezebel spirit. I mean,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's out of hand and truth. It's out of hand.
I'm telling you,
it's out of hand.
And you see, the thing about it is, listening to Sister Candace, because right now I realize she real hurt of what really taking place.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. And we as people, we have to come together, and that is the problem. And you show something the other night with the white people, how they divide the Indian and the Negro with the money. When they was paid a certain amount, and the Africans, the slave, was paid a certain amount.
Yes, that is true.
And that is division, they call it. So they have it. And you see, people understand what is taking place here now. When you go India, it had the black and it had the fair skin. They have a caste system, so they're trying to bring that into this country. And this cannot work here. This cannot work here. Because
it dividing us more. It dividing us more.
Exactly. Skin. And here causing a lot of problem. And until here we realize as a nation or people to go forward, we can go forward with that. I telling you.
Yeah.
We have to look as brothers and sisters, we have to look out for one another.
Yes.
And until we realize as we can look out for one another, because steady will be fighting down with self. Is we self we fighting?
So true.
And I remember in 2007, when they had bring out the MOS program, I went to the MOS program. What they do to this program now, they damage it. They damage the youths and them.
And you know,
talking about,
I was in the MOS program when I didn't know start off. I was in the MOS program.
I was there as well.
That is what year?
I think that was in the year 2029 around this. So. It was, I think it was.
Yeah, I went in the MOS program 2007 and I gave valedictorian.
Look at that. And I learn a lot, eh? I learn a lot from that MOS program.
I myself, I learn a lot in that. And I talking about, I had three children, and I go into the MOS program. Sometimes we had to make sacrifice in life.
For real.
When you had the real thing going on. But when you scrap something like CPEP, I work CPEP too. I work CPEP in Beach. And you see, the thing about it is that when you scrap these kind of program, you had you say there were about 50,000 people on the breadline. What that will do to the country, you put in SOE. That does cost the country a lot of money.
Yeah.
And people are realizing that there's a lot of money SOE does cost the country.
Yeah.
Because you cannot function as you're supposed. The country cannot function as it's supposed to.
And then it not getting the flow of money that it's supposed to get.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, so it could be able to sustain the parlors and all them things. You know, a lot of parlors would have closing down. I mean, people studying the money one person getting, but they're not studying the cash flow It causing to flow through. I mean, if every let me say if every fortnight 100,000 passing through your neighborhood, I mean, you don't see visible signs. You see people lying. You see people having more disposable cash where they could spend and buy a fried chicken, a chips, walk down the road. They might have a friend, but eat a doubles now. I mean, and because of the government decide to close down that, it caused a lot of strain on the development process within these villages and them. It caused a lot of strain. We really behind now.
And we have to realize that because and who you think they'll be squeezing is the poor class of people who get the squeeze.
Yeah.
So, Sister Candace.
Yes, my dear. Pleasant good night.
Good night. I know your passion, but we have to we had to fight. We had to fight a good fight.
Boy, I didn't expect all of this now being reality. That sometimes it has hurt my heart. It has bothered me.
I know from hearing how you're singing.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for the call. I see a lot of people calling in too.
Yes, brother. You take care.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Another keep strong.
I appreciate the call.
Yeah. Yes, good afternoon, caller.
Good night, everybody. I am listening to the panel. And I want to say, yes, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago are indeed fed up. But God tells us that we must have wisdom. Wisdom is what builds the house. We need to sit down and observe the strategy that's being employed to destroy this country. The first strategy is divide and rule, creating two social classes, the haves and the have-nots. The people who have is obviously the people who are closely connected and affiliated with the said current ruling regime. I have to call them a regime because they are behaving like a regime. Literally, when you decide to ban the mouth of your citizens, to make plans to deprive people of the right of freedom of speech, the next type of operation you are going to start, if you look at history, it repeats itself in cycles. It's going to be just like when Hitler was attacking the so-called Jays. We're going to see Gestapo action taking place very soon. A caller called just now, and he put all of us on our P's and Q's to let us know that they are listening to this live. So do not say anything that can be classified and amended later on into the act of sedition because they can retroactively charge people. What we need to do is we need to start to use the laws that they've put in place to bridle us, to give us a way to speak. Religious freedom. The Spirit of God is strongly opposed to ruling through fear and intimidation tactics. The court of heaven is higher than the court of man. People need to get in a place of prayer and begin to push back against the spirit of oppression and darkness that is seeking to take control of this land. This is a land where we are known as the happiest people. We are known as the happiest people. But look at what we are facing today. That brother crying out and losing his composure in that manner is something that many of us will be pushed to do. But we have to remember that when we act like that, we give them the ropes to hang us and lynch us. We must use the wisdom that God has given to us to set ourselves free. Now listen, these people, they know how they won the election. They won the election by utilizing the the speech of so-called influencers. Therefore, they know that what brought them into power can take them out of power. So they are now doing damage control.
Yes.
Damage control is what they are doing. But they are not aware of the fact that the type of damage control that they are doing is actually exposing them on a public stage as being exactly who they said the previous man was. That is projection. That is witchcraft. And if they are using witchcraft tactics, if they are using dark tactics, we need to take the high road and implore the light of God. Use the light of God. Use the word of God to fight against the evil. Use the word of God to fight against evil. Do not fight evil for evil. Fire can't fight fire. You came in speaking lovely. The Bible talk about this, eh? They speak lovely words, but in their heart is guile and deceit. If people were listening and seeking God for direction, we would not have been in this situation that we are in right now. I told the people days before election, life is like a forest. We are passing through a forest. When you reach into the forest, you will encounter two guides. One guide is going to promise to take you through the forest and show you everything. The next guide is going to tell you, hey, we will learn the ways of the forest together. The PNM was telling the people we will learn the ways of the forest together. But the people don't want to commit themselves to learning. They want to commit themselves to that which is easy, not knowing that easy things have very fine evil print. Because it is easy. I'll take your hand and carry you through the forest, and when you reach in the middle of the forest, I'll carry you for the big jaguar to eat you. I ain't going to tell you that. All I tell you is I will bring you through the forest. But the old elder tell you, I will teach you the way of the forest. No, you don't want to learn. It's too hard to learn. People like handouts. So here we go back to the days of Africa when our ancestors were taking us and selling us to the slave masters. We're going right back there for shiny thing. Neighbor will be against neighbor and reporting neighbor because they want to get favor. I am speaking tonight as a prophet, warning my people to start to push back in prayer. Listen to me. You can't come and tell me don't pray to my God for justice. You cannot breach my human rights and tell me that I cannot pray for justice. If my prayers pray and go up to heaven, and the Lord in heaven hear me, and he opened the, because God don't like oppression. You can't mash my foot and tell me don't complain about the pain that you're putting me in. This is where we are going. This is where we are going. My only advice to the warriors that are standing on the front line right now and doing the work, use wisdom. In the school of training, you need to learn to use wisdom. Wisdom will teach you what weapons to draw for. We can't fight wild. If we fight wild, we go lose we head like a child. That man is most likely going to lose his head by the end of the week. They're going to take his license from him. As the other caller correctly says, they are going to make a public example of this man. But united we stand and divided we fall. The problem in this place is that people like people to stand up. And when people stand up, the people who are strong and bold enough to stand soon find themselves standing alone. The cheese stands alone. Why? Because faith, the spirit of faith, is gripping the heart of man. And all who seeing and hearing and feeling and can understand what is going on need to understand that this is a spiritual matter. This matter is not a simple matter, people. We need to look at where exactly this is going. This is going to end up in a place just now where they're going to bring in foreign bodies into the nation because they're going to say that we the people are ungovernable.
Yes, yes.
As a prophet,
yes.
I am letting you all know what God has shown me. They're going to bring other bodies into this place. I don't want to say who I see, but they're going to bring other foreign entities into this nation to govern this nation.
I could tell you where you're seeing because I get it too. They're done doing it already. They done bring the UNC, not the UNC, the US into Trinidad. They're going and operate.
Listen to me.
them going and implement martial law in Trinidad. I just didn't want to create pandemonium for people to understand. Them going on in Dow, martial law in Trinidad, the same thing that they do in Ecuador. That's the same thing they're going on implement here.
If people pay attention, people will realize we are actually being set up for the new world order. The situation is a lot much bigger than we are. So this is why I say we need to appeal to the courts of heaven and ask God to release mighty warfare angels on our behalf. This nation is called Trinidad. They need to start here. You see the nations that named after God, like El Salvador and these places. These are the places where they want to put the seeds down first. My father fought in 1992 to keep this nation a free state. Listen to me. And what I am seeing right now is the indication that we will be part and parcel, lock, stock, and barrel to a reproach amongst other nations. Earlier, we need to pray for our Prime Minister. We need to pray for her because obviously she as well is governed by the spirit of fear. She's pretty much following instructions, you know. I like how he called her before call and he said we are being governed by the Jezebel spirit. Sir, you have eyes to see, and I understand that you have ears to hear as well, sir. The Jezebel spirit is at full flight work. The Jezebel spirit is what governs America. America is completely... America is Babylon the Great. The harlot that make the whole world drunk with her cup of adulteries and fornications. People, get in the place of prayer. Don't fight spiritual warfare with fleshly tactics. Get in the place of prayer and ask God for wisdom so God can tell you what artillery to use. Don't run out in battle and bust cannon. When it's not cannon, you're supposed to bust. Don't do that. You will get licked up. We need to pray for that man who had that meltdown today. We need to pray for him that God will give him strength and that the right people will rise up to defend him because he is going to be made into a public martyr. He is. People don't like what's going on, but plenty of people would say nothing. Why? Because they are afraid. Let us not be afraid. God has not given us a spirit of fear, people. And that is my contribution for the night. That's all I should say. If anybody wants to pull any evil out of that, God bless all you. Go ahead.
Well, thank
Excuse me, moms. Please don't leave the live yet. We want to ask you, as you're here and you're talking about prayers because you're so right. Can you just say our prayers on your life tonight?
Lord, only want me to open up my door for problems.
No, there's what we
Lord,
need. This is what we need.
Heavenly Father, tonight, oh Lord, we come before your throne room, oh God, as a nation, oh God, repenting, oh God, of the sin, oh God, of bacchanal worship, oh God. For we are a people, oh God, who have left you, oh God, and started following the idols of this world, oh God. Tonight, oh God, we repent, oh God, of our sin, oh God. And we ask you, oh God, that you would hear us, oh God, as we repent, oh God, and we turn from our wicked ways, oh God. We ask, oh God, that you would heal our nation, oh God, of the scourge, oh God, that's about to be poured out upon us, oh God. Father, God, I ask that you would have mercy, oh God. Lord, I ask, oh God, that you would raise up, oh God, the right people, oh God, to defend your agenda in these arenas, oh God. Lord, I ask, oh God, that this young man, oh God, who had this meltdown today, Lord, I ask that your spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding will encompass round about him, oh God. That he, oh Lord God, that his mouth will be filled with the right words, oh God. That he, oh Lord God, will be supernaturally empowered and supported through this scenario, oh God, that he will not be made, oh God, into a public scapegoat and spectacle, God. But Lord, I ask, oh God, that your presence, oh God, will envelope this gentleman, oh God, will protect him, oh God. Lord, we know that he was out of line, oh God, to expatiate himself in that way because you say vengeance is yours. Lord, we ask you, oh God, to to comfort this brother, oh God, that is hurting, because that is a hurt person. They're not going to see the hurt, you know. They're just going to see the response of the hurt man. But Lord, I ask, oh God, that you would raise up the right people with the right perspective and vision, oh God, to receive this young man's case, oh God, that they, oh God, will be touched with compassion and not, oh God, with evil agendas. In Jesus' name, amen and amen.
Amen. Thank you, moms.
Thank you, my dear. And don't be a stranger, eh? Don't be a stranger. Your presence was felt. Yeah, your presence was felt. And you see, the thing is this, eh? Look at what people are going through. You're actually hearing the hurt. You understand? You're actually hearing the hurt. You're feeling the hurt in every speaker that come up here tonight. You're feeling the hurt and the pain and the disappointment. So nobody don't have a heart. The UNC government don't have a heart to see what they're doing to the people. It's sad. It's real sad, boy. What is Ole really doing to the people? I don't think after this Ole expecting another term. I don't believe so, man. I don't believe Ole expecting another term. It's as if Ole just, I don't know, boy, like it's a kind of evil, like whatever them gods or whoever Ole praying to get for Ole to get victory, like them God, that God or whoever, I wouldn't even call that God, that deity must he take over and causing havoc. There's havoc, boy, on the people. The same people will show all your love. The same people that show all your love and care, boy. So all they come, nah, boy, nah. The devil is a liar. I am so afraid. I ain't lying enough for the past couple of months. I am so afraid. What next? What will happen to our children? What will happen to our next generation to come? What will happen? All is so full of rage and hatred for the PNM that all they don't care what all they do. And it's showing in parliament, it's showing in all the actions, and all they passing it out on the people, and all they just don't care. The same people, and let me tell you something, ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft, you know. And according to the last caller, people have to start to pray and cry out. TNT, pray, cry out. Because this is not right. Oh God, this is not right.
And Candace, you play a thing, you know. What orders want to talk to people?
Behavior, especially when there is inference of political persecution from members opposite. When they point
Mr. Speaker, 48, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. With your nonsense.
Okay.
Candace, before I get vexed, you take over. I might cuss you tonight.
These people come with a vengeance, boy. You clearly see that these people had no intention towards these citizens, you know. It was really them first, and the remnants will be given to us after. When we think Rowley was bad, right now they're making Rowley and Rowley look like a pastor. They're making Rowley look like a decent man, boy.
Candace, I have one more thing that I would like to add, right? And they some most of the influencers on the live, especially in this country, because it's so distasteful for me, right? To not studying to a lot of them to on this media for drama. That needs to done. Exactly. All these influencers need to come together, and I've been saying it for the longest while, and pray. Or they're coming down to talk about this one, talk about that. There's a lot of bullying that's going on in the media. Or they're bullying each other, but the government bullying us. So that needs to stop. Prayers is the answer. Before we go to every PNM meeting, we need to come together and pray, like serious prayers. Because you see that's what's going on here? The devil more than loose in this country. He more than loose. As I said before, all I see in before me is doom and destruction. And it's scary. Because we have children coming up. I have young children coming up. You know what this make me feel? Like, why does I go and make children for? I make sure for my children to suffer. I talking to you, my eyes closed as I talking to you. Because all I see is destruction before me. And it's real scary. It's scary. You frightened. I scared too, but we can't be frightened right now, no. We have to pull ourselves together. And we have to pray. We ain't gonna be perfect, you know. God knows we ain't gonna be perfect. We're only human. But if we come together and pray, as Mom said, that is what we need. We need to hold the opposition, the members of the opposition, hold Miss Penelope Beckles and pray. Because that is the only way out.
Yeah, them is the only people that's standing up for we, you know. And you notice they're trying to destroy the PNM, you know. They're trying all how to cripple the PNM. So, you know, once they have no opposition, it's just
they will just overrule.
They will do what they want. They will we have to prop the PNM.
Yeah.
Even if we cannot get rid of them before the 4 years, we have to ban withdraw and prop the PNM, prop them in the mighty name of Jesus. We have to form a camp around Penelope Beckles and all them rest of ministers in the mighty name of Jesus and prop them.
Every meeting. We starting off with strong prayers. If you had to get a minister to come there and start off the prayers and people to come, and we just have to agree. We just have to agree, right? Because I'm going to tell you this. No evil is stronger than good. The devil could never win God. Satan could never win God.
Even in the laws of physics,
So
we learn that light always dispels darkness.
Hear your name, warrior princess. We had to fight for we people. We need to fight. But as Mom say, right, she had to correct me. I take correction from her too. We had to fight it in a different way. And the fight is in prayer.
Prayer, yeah. And prayers just confuse the enemy. Prayers does destroy and disrupt the enemy's evil plan and plot. You know.
That is the first prayer point, family. Confusion in the enemy's camp is the first prayer point. If all is serious, we need to get on WhatsApp and start a prayer group. ASAP. Praying around the clock for this nation. Because you see these things what going on here? Now we saw the accidents, the freak accidents that happened leading up to this new...
You hearing me?
So-called
yes, we are here.
I'm having some connection problems on my end, guys.
Okay.
In the name of Jesus.
But go ahead.
In the name of Jesus, every devil, every demon has to flee. Wherever deities they're dealing with have to flee. In the name of Jesus.
Just now, family, let me hear the new person that joined the live. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for having me. People need to pay attention. Leading up to all these so-called developments that is about to come. Now, the devil don't give nothing free, eh? Trump is a man moving with ancient forces. And that is all I am going to say. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Right? Trump has elected himself the king of this world. If people paying attention, you will see what is going on. Now, leading up to these meetings, there was a spate of vehicular accidents, freak accidents happen. Come on, people. Blood is what makes the grass green. Blood is what makes the grass green. That is one of the chants that they teach you in the U.S. military. Blood is what makes the grass green. That means for you to get what you have to get, somebody after dead. Some people have to die. This nation was built on the blood and sweat of our ancestors who stood for something. But the people today are too disillusioned and in a place of comfort. Everybody wants to be comfortable. So we're losing the battle because we want to lie down and sleep in the night time when God called me to pray. The watchmen are not watching. So the blood is being spilled with ease. And the blood is upon the heads of the watchmen, the hands of the watchmen. When I come to speak, I come to call God people to stand in the place where we are called to stand, you know. That is the only way we can win this battle, you know. You are worried about your children. I too do have a worry for my children. But I know to be absent from this body is to be present with the Lord. We cannot love our lives unto the death. But we cannot move foolish and stupid. We need to ask God for wisdom and listen to what the Spirit of God is saying to us and move in God timing. Move in God timing. Because if we move, when God give we that them scriptures there to understand the strategies of warfare, you know. When the Israelites was moving into the promised land, they had to defeat enemies along the way. But they couldn't go into battle just so. They had to go with the Lord strong and mighty. They had to know the name of God, Jehovah Nissi. They're going in to battle with the Lord as my banner. People, this is not a natural thing happening in this place. We see how much of people come and dead after so-called election. People started dead like fly all over the place. But we still sit down saying, boy, we see what going on, we see what going on, we see what going on. But we ain't pushing back in prayer. We can't push back physically. Every minute we wink, we eye, the law is being amended, the law is being amended, the law is being amended. If people pay attention, they will realize that the climate is being set for us to receive money. The stage is being set. The nation is being brought to a state where we are meeting the requirements to receive international funding. If you close down a set of programs and your employment rate is below the line, obviously you will see a lot of crime affecting the place. And those are the byproducts. Those are the byproducts. And with crime now comes social unrest. Look at the bigger mechanism. Don't get waxed up.
And family, you see, I didn't want to bring out that tonight. And you see what we're doing it? That is the basic plan of engineering when you want to engineer a population. Problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, they watch the reaction, and then they come with some kind of solution. It's the basic
dialect. That's how the occult moves.
Yes, David Eagles would have written something based on that. Problem, reaction, solution. So that is where they're going and introduce the U.S. military forces on the grounds in Trinidad and Tobago. The U.S. building a base in Trinidad.
God showed me it in a vision in 2021 when they were sharing out them vaccines. God showed me it plain as day. He showed me that there will be a new police force in this country. Some of these people are not even human, and I'm not going to say anything more.
Candace, I mean, we reach to the focal point here, Candace, where it is, you know, I mean, it always has tomorrow. As good as the show is running here tonight, we have a cutoff point, a matter of fact. What is your contribution as we reach this cutoff point here? Because we want you to join us back here tomorrow. We can't give you all in one night. We had to go in a little deep concerning the parliamentary rules and why Jack Dio Singh, that jailer, we sure he wrong. We sure. Sure. I was the first man that come and tell her here that they can't stop us from protesting. I the first man. I ain't paying no, I ain't boasting. We must understand our constitutional rights. And when would I talk about the archbone? I read the archbone. It shows you in your basic human rights and how to work around certain things. And what the book I would have shown you last night concerning the parliamentary rules, Jack Dio Singh is dead wrong. But Candace, go ahead. Let me think. Tomorrow again we go come back up. But I turn it over to you, where you could say your last words and all the guests that is there at this point in time.
Oh, well, I don't know. All what was said here, it is so overwhelming. I'm feeling sad. I just feeling depressed, you know. And sometimes I just blame myself. I don't know, but I just kind of wear the guilt. You understand? and has wear that guilt. I just urging the public not to give up, because I ain't giving up. I am with you all. I stand in the gap for the people in my community without fear or foe, because I didn't vote for this oppression. I didn't vote for people to be on the breadline. Everything that the Honorable Prime Minister said, I held on to it, and I pass it on to the people. I advocate on behalf of them. And I convince the people that that's the way to go. And know that they are not delivering. How am I to sit back and say nothing when I see my brothers and sisters of every race, creed and race, East Indian, African on the breadline? How am I to sit here and say nothing? That can happen. United we stand, and divided we will fall. We have to stand together. We have to stand together. This is not about, as Mr. Jeffrey said, this is not about red or white or yellow. You know. This is about red, white, and black. We are to press forward. We are to come out and let these people and them know how we feel. We don't have to go out there with violence and cuss and mash up no building. No. We have to show them. You see that energy they're pushing? We're not about that energy, but we're going to put our foot down. Because that is not what we vote for. That is not what they promise us. And if we sit down and say nothing or do nothing, they will run circles around us. And for what? What is the reason? What have we done? What have the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago did to this UNC government? More than show them love. Are people come together, every creed and race, and unite and put them in power? And oh God, look at what they're doing to us. Look at. Without mercy. A young man lost his life. We saw it. We saw it on video. The whole world saw it. And look at how they treat with that. Look at how they treat with that. That is so distasteful, eh? But I hope they know. You see, that blood fall on each and every one of them, you know, who fail to take action, you know. God is not an unjust God, you know. These people operating like they don't fear God. They don't care about God. All they care about is money and power. It's them turn now. But God have a way he does do things, eh? Take time.
Right. So the next two person on the panel, what do you have to say in closing?
Well, as for me, I think I already said what needed to be said for tonight. You know, I don't have anything more to add right now. Right, rather than that, I would say it again. We are fed up, we are tired, we are hurt, we are disappointed, we have been deceived time after time, and all we want is positive change. We don't want talk, we want performance. And we want this government to step down. We want this government out of power. And that would be it for me tonight. Everybody have a blessed and wonderful night.
Yeah, you too. Miss Chin, what's your contribution in closing?
My contribution in closing is that this situation is a lot much bigger than any of us could begin to fathom. So that's why I said we need to appeal to the throne room of heaven. I mentioned to all what God would have showed me, and God is not a man that he should lie, neither is he the son of man that he should repent. If God showed me this since back in 2021, obviously he is calling his toughest soldiers to the forefront to hold the mantle in prayer. When we lie down in the nighttime to sleep, we need to turn on we bed and talk to God. You don't always have to get on your knees to pray, you know. Just focus on him and ask him for guidance and direction. But we cannot play into the snare that is being set for us by the fowler. We cannot play into that place of agitation and then reaction and then throw a black tail in jail, because that is the agenda. Wisdom builds the house. Use wisdom. Ask God what artillery to use. You can't fight battle with cannon fodder when there's nuclear warfare going on. You need to get nuclear weapons. Come on. This is the age for it. People, let us be strong in the might of the Lord. That is all I could say.
And
Be strong in the might of the Lord.
And Chin, before you leave, you would have mentioned some. Let me open a WhatsApp prayer group. Message me or Candice. Let me start this thing one time. One time.
I already have a prayer group and it was kind of dormant. So let it what's her name? The caller, the lady
Chin.
there. What's her name? Is Chin? Right. So she can message you her number and I'll add her. I already add Reds here. Right. I'll just add Mr. Wint and the others.
Right. So we have to be girded on all sides, because when it is the devil would have led Jesus when Jesus was in the wilderness after the 40 days fast, and he sent a stone. The devil sent a stone to the Christ. He said, "Turn this into bread," and he would have said one of the most important things that would have ricocheted through history is that man shall not live by bread alone, and that talking about. But I go there with this, yes. So Trinidad and Tobago, we come in, and as a friend would have told me, let me put the fight in God's hand. We take it and we put it in the Lord's hand. We have to do what we have to do. So everybody that are there, Miss Chin, make sure and message either me or Candice. Let me start this thing and let me get this ball rolling.
She'll have to message you because I don't know who she is. So as your number is there, she'll have to message you.
Right. Message me. So the panel, thanks for joining here tonight.
And thanks for having me, Candice, and Wickers Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here. And you'll have a blessed and wonderful night.
Thank you for having me as well, sir. And I do look forward to us moving together in prayer and continue fighting for the rights of your people.
Thank you, ma'am. That was an intense session. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are here to take the fight on all sides. And tomorrow, where I will have a little more time, we are going to explain this thing again, this walkout in Parliament. There are a lot of people that's singing for their supper. A lot of people. But you see Jack Dio sing, he's singing the loudest. And with that, out.
what is going to happen to young men in San Grande and in Trinidad?
And that's the thing, you come with this SO. I don't believe that SO is the fight. I mean, they can fight president that SO. That SOE is a technology. So you're going to come. But you're frustrating me even more. Because they cannot come in to tell you how you feel. When you going to stay and just die?
I am really concerned for young men in particular whose backs are against the wall without the ability to be employed. It's one thing to lose your work. If it's at 10 and I work available, they will find one. Even if you have to take less, you still half a bread is better than bread. What are you doing?
And if the market vendors are complaining, the market vendors, you know, some of them they lower the prices.
Correct.
They lower the prices so that the public could afford to even survive and then one hand and thing, you know, get a little $5 onion and $5. But people still injustice to them.
It is alarming that there's nobody in this market. They must have
turn the camera and just
show. Probably have 5, if so much, 5 customers in this market.
It used to be
on a Saturday.
And not only Saturday, it's on Friday. From Thursday, Friday, you will have space in the market here. Saturday was like carnival, but no.
Really concerned. On top of all of that, street closed for 4 days. On top of all of that, Granny lockdown with no explanation.
I've been hearing about
but you don't find it's a problem that you don't know what?
One is scared.
You've been here, just said, you've been hearing about that tells us that nobody knows it.
Yeah, but then they supposed to alert us because when anything happens to the station and there is the police station, they are sent to protect people of Cocos and the ground. And if something happens to the station, more happens to us. So they're supposed to alert the public. Let us know. I ain't here.
How is it acceptable that such a major national security issue is rumored to have caused a significant traffic restriction in the town center in San Grande, where the police station is, where the courthouse is, where one of the most major banks is located.
In the heart of San
Grande. And the people of San Grande are told nothing.
And everybody going about their business normal. People go in the station and make it report on normal and come back out. So I don't understand.
There's a state of madness happening in San Grande and in Trinidad.
I don't know what is the agenda. I don't know. Probably it had a month there, probably didn't have it. I don't know. So I can't really say anything about it. Just when I go tell a friend, be careful. But nobody just yes, all I say is I'm scared now.
And they didn't say that. Right?
People on the street say it is a month.
There was no official statement? No. The MPS in us, we had 2 MPs, none of them said anything. No. We haven't heard anything from any organ of national security. No. We just had as you rightfully say, so you restrict traffic, but man going to the stations and
I'm making report, and officers walking in and out of like, I'm scared now. But man, because they don't know what they're doing, and time will tell.
But Candice, if I can, on behalf of the people of Kumoto, Manzanella, I want to say thank you for being the voice of the people, for being the people's champion. I want to encourage you to continue representing your people, fighting for them and doing so with integrity, honesty, decency, and most of all love.
I don't know. That is why I would like some of you, support me and people in my community, not sense and have a chat with them.
We will do that.
Right?
I give you my word. I will speak to you, but I will speak to the
because
Mr. Monroe, and we'll get to them.
They would have seen me walking with Miss Penelope and the guys at the door with somebody. And a few of them came home by me, right? Well, actually, my son, the last one, he's outside and they come to talk to you. I bring them to talk to you. And they want to see what's better. They say they see you on our video and we want to talk somehow, we want to touch one woman. So they want to talk. So I promise them that I will bring it to them.
Well, we will ensure that you deliver.
Thank you very much. Right? And as I said before, we need a proper representative.
A lot of the vendors will say, as you do it, you're buying less amount wholesale. And they're still not even getting it all. Goods rotting in the market. I mean, that is our responsibility. So if people are not buying food in the market, what is something? Are people starving? How are people surviving?
Well, they're starving because they don't have money to buy food. You see what you
have been running a food service, a kitchen, at your own time.
messages. Right? People call it every day. If they have campers, if you have anything, they will just people they actually don't have they don't have an ad. And I don't know, you complain on social media, you complain on, I just complain on my platform on behalf of the people, and they're not even listening. They're not even listening. We're not listening to them. And much of the people, especially young ones. And it's like they just turn off any and they just do it.
So, the thing is that what concerns me is compounding factor. So you have lost your job. You can't get one, it's another problem. There is no hustle to be able to do something, Kiraman, shop window because your business owner can't afford it. So you can't get up. You have, as you pointed out, children to feed. And to send to school. You might have a mother or a father in your mind, attack you and then in your mind. Somebody will tell you, you can't help anything.
And then you gotta pay rent.
You have to just walk in your own and start it gradually. You do what people have to say, and there is a significant concern in Sandy Grande about sales, about revenue, about employment, even the businesses that have managed to survive. They cannot employ as many people as they were employing before because sales are so bad. So that we've gotten to almost crisis levels in terms of local employment within Sandy Grande, Kumoto Manzalona, Tumo Sandy Grande. It is very concerning. The main factor that people have raised this morning that contributes to the poor sales is the absence of CPEP, URP, reforestation, and the loss of jobs generally in the public sector. I mean, that's what are you hearing?
Oh, it is so sad, and I'm being honest. It's like, out of Sandy Grande, right? It's like they lost the way of turning people to, and they keep bringing me on the street asking what I could do for them. Right? Because as I said, they won't pay anything for this and they don't see him. They're not giving any feedback because lost their jobs. Nothing coming in, nothing going on. And this is a standstill. And as you see what's going on in the market, long time here is before. Saturday, right? And people used to be in and out. No, 8 and 8:30. So even if you wouldn't want to be a guest from a program, you could make a little comment, you know, and share it like a friend tell a friend, and let's, you know, in a peaceful way, right? Love and God. So I'm here working with Mr. Sandy, giving him the support, and I plan to give him 100% support, right? And we'll see where things go, right? And we appreciate you. Yes, stop it and start it again. Stop it and start it. Repeat it. Right? So, I put in my color like this in my
Princess, Sophia, come now. Sophia, come now.
We have our representatives, but we don't see it, right? And we need somebody that's functional, right? We need somebody who willing to work with, to show the people love and care, to connect with people. And I keep going forward, our affairs, and they're not seeing it. Yes, people are going to go and suffer. What do you expect? Thank you.
The same words, but you can really check it out. Why did you put that in place for the foreman when the time comes? So I think what you're saying, it could be self.
This is Omari Osika Campbell from Motion Street, Guayco, you understand? And what I'm seeing in the country with this UNC government right now, it is so sad. They are taking away jobs from people. Where is the 500 jobs that they promised? Look, they are here now. You understand? They have been in parliament and they haven't started to organize one of the 500 jobs what they were talking about. Yeah, permanent jobs for people. You understand? They take out people who are trying to mine from their jobs. You understand? And put in people who they alone care about. So what is going on with those people who they fire from their jobs? What is going on with them? What they are going to do? You understand? Or are they helping to develop the country in a better state? Yeah, they're only bringing down the country. UNC. And when UNC win, everybody win. I'm waiting on the next 3 years to see when UNC win, what going on be the betterment. The economy just going down, everything just raising in the groceries. They will not try to help people to have themselves in a better position. When PNM was in power, PNM still had people working in their jobs. They never take away CPAP, no kind of program. UNC only taking away all the programs. Yeah, from people.
All right.
You understand?
Thank you.
As our old school, I ain't looking for nothing much more. But you know how it goes. You know, the times of the times is this time. But then that generation, yeah, there's nothing else to run for. More people in the world today is more problems. You know that. Money is the biggest problem. You just have to go with the flow.
So like the same amount of customers, the same flow.
No, it never be like the first time. I remember COVID pass. That's my college with that. Since after that, and then feedback over.
Yeah, the boss. All right, man. All the best.
It's going to remain the same.
What do you think about the state of emergency? What do you think on it? Second one.
I don't want to talk too much on that time on the outside and for the way of sake of the aspect.
No.
Why is that problem too?
Something not mean that, but it's come like a comedy, so everybody take it. But
no pizza at all.
Real thing, and I know that. So me and interviewing, when there is no equal rights and justice, there will be no peace. So I don't look for peace.
No, it could start somewhere. We could make it if we try. It could start somewhere.
Trying is all good, but then again, if you don't have a head, how the body will function?
Well, all right. So we're looking to get back the head, the correct head, a sober head. A sober head. Vote for voter no confidence.
It might not understand
Yeah.
As I say, you must have a head for this body.
Vote for your best candidate in your area. Vote for somebody that you believe could deliver you proper, accurate, effective, and efficient, and accountable representation. That's the
But
vote
I
for.
say, from that time to this time, just what you say in the same speech that you're getting
Come and check it.
So the big fish always trying to eat on me too much. And it's still happening up to this. I just got this. You understand? And this revelation, and just where it's published, is just what happening. What I see, why I will see why I will. But taking it from a spiritual point of view, what happening now was already mentioned already. About like certain thing like Kobe Bryant and all them men who died, them thing they done on
Just come here. You're never too big or high to jump you like a bird. Bird will just fly high, just fall down. So which human being, everything with the black people, the high authority and then they win.
And might I add, it's not just only black people, because a lot of East Indians too, who would have joined together as one, because throughout campaigning, I was there with them, and it's everybody, East Indian, Africans, showing one another love. You understand? But you see, the Africans will feel it. And I see that Philip Edwards Alexander, he is the one that pushing that race card, you understand, and segregating people.
He started crying because he's crying himself. He don't feel this.
You understand? But before we
what
go...
I'm saying, I don't know how we win, how they win, what they do, but it's poor people really feeling it.
So that is why, so we were introducing our new candidate, right, for Tokos and Gandhi. We need proper representation, right?
We need that. And I wish, this is coming from mine, I wish that people, they're not feeling it enough. I'm telling you, they're not feeling what they do, what they do. Monroe might have the ways forward. I'm going to tell you something, and this is something I want to say, and I thank all you for coming. So I was living my current, was being real TNT, about to come to take my leave. Me and his sister Joy together. And this is a serious. I struck him from Sunday and she told me about how to go around to get this car. And I went. Where I live now in my house, with my car, I can worship in my room and tell you one time. There's tomorrow I get my grant to fix my car. Get my current in my current, all it goes in was done. And just a little bit they give, they put me black and all, take me down. Honey, smiling.
Nice. Roger Monroe was still the MD for Tokos and Grand. You would not be seeing me like that. Never.
You see, people too ungrateful. So they don't take what they get to right now. This is a true talk, right?
Yes.
People too ungrateful. So when you're ungrateful, this is what UNC, this is around it. But them is people of crime too. Understand? And they will pressure you. Poor people, boy, daddy boys always poor people feeling it. You see poor people that put these people where they is today and they just put. I never would them.
Right.
This is my spot. This is all I have to live on until I'm God ready. This is where I is. You see how it is? This is the way look around here. No, you have to work hard.
But you see what you have to say? That is why I still come back. Right? That's why I come because you need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to tell that.
I'm telling you, and I see some youths, and this is my one to say. I see some youths in damn even my own grandson. Come out and work hard for these people. And these people, little children, and I'm telling you about teenagers. I'm talking about teenagers. All the teenagers that you could think of was in that here, no work for this young generation. So what are they want to create for this youth? Not crime.
Well, SOE and jail and detention order, that's what it is.
Yeah, this is the SOE. That I tell you, I don't know where they get that from. I don't know where they create that from. But I know for sure there's a board. Because going as far as come on, these people are too hard. They are too hard because the people that put them in power and make them win and the liar, there's a liar, and there's a liar, and people want to have a work, people want to have a for the children. Understand? All these people is taking about themselves and getting the country harder and suffering the black people and killing out the black nation. Understand? It's the black people. This thing they bring in with this thing with lockdown thing inside the country and having all the black people in jail, daddy. All the black people in jail, got the people and then you say people doing crime, or what were you all police is started crime.